can get lost in a room. We can play music for hours and hours, but the sun will still be coming up soon. The world's just spinning a little too fast. If things don't slow down soon, we might not last. So just for a moment, let's be still.
Don't be nervous. I'm only gonna make you cry a few times more. Everyone's here. Welcome all. Say hi. For those of you that don't know, my name's Mark. Pat and I have been friends since high school, which makes us old. So, no, high school. It's okay, bud. I'm very honored to be here. I haven't done one of these in about 4 years, since before COVID. And, weddings are just clearly the best. They're just the best things ever. The bringing together of two people, two families, two friend groups, getting together all the people who made these two who they are, the people who shaped their lives and who have had their lives shaped by these two. One thing we all have in common here is we all wanted them to be happy. We all wanted them to find their person. That took a little bit longer here for these two.
Thanks, man.
Especially considering how amazing these two are. You guys are just, I took a little time yesterday at the event to talk to some people to get, some words about you guys. We got, some good and some bad. No, I'm just kidding. But we're gonna have a nice big old love fest right here for you guys. For both of you, we got some for both of you. Adventurous, kind, and selfless. I had one person say stunningly gorgeous and perfect in every way, which describes Pat perfectly. He's also kind, empathetic, musical, and a gentle giant. Jess had a slightly longer list for good reason. Sweet and kind, that one keeps coming up, kind. We got that a lot for both of you. Curious, charismatic, as the kids would say, she has riz. Enthusiastic, genuine, and I really like this one, a collector of people.
Who said that?
I also asked Pat to describe Jess in his own words. There was too many to list here, but I'm sure he'll work some of them into his vows a little bit. But a few of them were compassionate, kind, I told you, more kind, and very organized, which if you saw the parking map that Jess made for you today, very organized now. I didn't ask Jess what she thought about Pat, because I've known what Jess has thought about Pat since the first time I met her, which was a long time ago. First time I met Jess, we went to a Giants game with my wife, Becca. It was about 3 months after they started dating. And we got to talking. We were talking about online dating, because that's how they met. And without going into details, she essentially described it as like eating dog food. It will sustain you, but it doesn't taste great, and you don't want to live on it for too long. She had some bad experiences dating. But then she went on to tell the story of how she met Patrick here, their first date, and then she says in her very, very Jess way, I finally found my prime rib. Yes. The first time I met her, she described this man as her prime rib. And I said, This one's a keeper right here. I hope she's around forever. Amazing. I've done quite a few weddings, and I usually like to say something about each of them separately, but I had a little trouble with you guys, and so did other people when I was asking them. When I was asking for descriptors, they said together or individually, and I said, oh, either one, and they kind of thought about it, and they couldn't really describe them individually. They only knew them together. They were one unit, and one of Jess's friends described it perfectly. It applies to each of them. She was talking about Jess, but it applies to each of them equally. So Jess has always been happy and exuberant and outgoing, but with Pat, she is more herself. She's more comfortable. They aren't different people now than they used to be. They are just more of themselves than they would be without each other. And I think that's beautiful. So maybe the lesson here is sometimes it takes a little bit of time to find perfection, and it's worth waiting to find your prime rib. So Pat and Jess are now going to do their vows. You want to take a little time? I love it. Okay. You want to go first, Pat?
I'll go first. I don't know that I can top that. Jess, there are a million different things that make me love you in a million different ways. From your kindness and generosity, to your creativity, to the songs we sing about our cats. But one of the things I love most about you is your commitment to us, to our relationship, and to our partnership. You are my favorite person, my best friend, and my companion for life. I promise to wake up every day and make the choice to love you, to be open with you, to work together with you to tackle the things the world throws at us. I promise to make our partnership and our commitment to each other the scaffold for the tapestry of our future lives. I love you.
That was beautiful. We're going to keep it after, right? Yeah.
We'll frame it.
Pat, on our first backpacking trip, I remember watching you before me on the trail. How calm, kind, open, and accepting you were. You were generous with reassuring words. And just when I least expected it, you'd come in with a hilarious quip or a one-of-a-kind pun. I never told you this, but I remember in that moment thinking, this is it. This is the man that I will marry. I mean, I had to wait to see how you felt about it. I can still picture you on the trail ahead of me. He is strong but kind, wise but always ready to learn more. He has a big heart, and he approaches the world with it open. You've always made me feel completely safe, calm, at ease, accepted. You truly see me, and you accept me in a way that no one else has. You have an unending patience, even in the most challenging of situations. You can make a fire in a hailstorm. You give unwavering support to those you love. You make up excellent puns. Today, before everyone that we love, you and I become family. And we felt like family for a long time. Today, we finally get to become family. I am incredibly proud to take you to be my husband, my best friend, my partner. I give you my hand and I give you my whole heart. I vow to love you without reservations or conditions. I vow to always put you and our family first. I vow to always be your confidant and always be in your corner. I vow to always do my best to give more than I take and to not keep score. I promise to never stop making up silly songs with you. I vow to have the patience that love demands, to love you in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, in times when love seems easy and in times when it seems hard. This is the next step in our adventure, and I cannot wait to see what it brings. Patrick Adams, I choose you today, and I continue to choose you for the rest of my days. I love you.
Thanks, bud. All right. Take that ring, put it on. You guys ready?
Yeah.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss each other.
One night went by, dreams become a screamer. When the messing with the dreamer, you can laugh it in the face. Yeah, twist and shout, don't stop, wrap yourself around me. 'Cause I ain't the way you found me, and I'll never be the same. Oh yeah, well 'cause you, oh yeah, you make my dreams come true. So excited to get this party started. But first, we have the toasts. So we have some toast planned already, and then we'll open it up to whoever wants to take the mic. And I've got mics right here. So be thinking about what you guys want to say, if you guys want to say anything at all. If not, that's okay too. So first up is John Adams. I don't take it he's the president, right?
All right. Hello, everyone. So when I was about 8 or 9, my dad told me, you know, you're really lucky to have a big brother like Pat. And I was like, what? I don't know. You know, at that time, growing up, Pat was like a giant to me. He was like a force of nature. And to me, he was the guy with the legs like tree trunks, pounding up the trail while I struggled to keep up. Or he was the guy on the soccer field at a full sprint who was like a freight train. Or he was the guy, if you happen to spit the tiniest amount of pool water on him, he would take a big old mouthful, chase you down, grab you, and give you a warm, slow dribble right on your face. So I didn't quite get it back then. But over the years, I realized, okay, maybe there's something to this. Maybe I am a little lucky. So a few things about Pat. So one thing about Pat is he's always down. You can go to Pat and be like, hey, do you want to drive 8 hours and then hike 15 miles, see a cool waterfall, then hike back out and drive home all in the same day? And I'll be like, yeah, okay. Or you could be, hey, Pat, you want to stuff this fireplace full of crumpled up pieces of paper, light it on fire, see what happens? And I'd be like, yeah, okay, do that. But having been on a few adventures with Pat over the years, another thing that I've learned about him is Pat is who you want on your team when things go a little wrong or a little sideways. So Pat is, you're never going to hear Pat complain. Pat never freaks out. He's always chill. He never gives up. There was one time we got out of the woods after a tough backpacking trip, only to find all 4 of Pat's tires had been slashed by somebody. And the only complaint that Pat gave was maybe a sigh. And then he's like, all right, what do we need to do? How do we fix this? And the last thing I want to say about Pat, as you all know, he likes to take his time. You don't rush Pat. This, this is the guy who will not take a single bite of his hamburger before the fries are done. He does things in his way. And, and we've learned over the years that if you wait for it, maybe kind of turn to the side a little bit when you're not looking, that's when Pat's creativity comes out. That's when his ingenuity comes out. That's when his ability to connect with people comes out. And you turn back, and all of a sudden, Pat's doing something amazing. He's throwing super cool parties for kids with neurodevelopmental disabilities, or he's being that solid, kind presence to kids in the foster care system who have had about the worst shake that you can get. Or he's building a beautiful relationship with some quirky and cool archaeologist lady that he met. So just a couple words about Jess. So when we first heard about Jess, Pat was telling me, yeah, I met this girl. She's pretty cool. She's an archaeologist. And then he said, yeah, and this other thing, she's got this deal with a rancher where if she finds a dead animal, she can bring it and bury it so it can decompose, and then, she would have a skeleton.
All righty.
And we were like, that's weird and amazing. So we were predisposed to like Jess from the get-go. And over the years have come to really appreciate her curiosity, her energy, her tenderness, and also her fierceness. And so, Pat, I love you. I'm so grateful to be your brother. And Jess, I am so thrilled to be able to call you my sister. So a toast to Pat and Jess. May you know what a gift you are to the world. May your relationship grow ever deeper, and may your love be a light in the world. Cheers.
Everybody, this is Tom Adams, Pat's dad. Round of applause for Pat.
Can I stand up? Speak. I knew that if I was following John, that was a tough act to follow. So I asked Zara to write my remarks for me. But Zara says that we should thank, Betty and I and Zara should thank all of you for coming to today's ceremony. We really appreciate your attendance. And you have to forgive me. I know I'm supposed to do the microphone this way, but I'm used to colored chalk, and I'm used to a chalkboard, and I'm used, so it's hard. It's hard. I apologize, but it's hard. Zara, please, I need some help. Okay, so we thank you for coming. It means a lot to us to celebrate Pat's and Jess's marriage today. Weeks. Next. Oh, I'm reminded that for almost exactly 46 years ago, Betty and I, Betty being quite pregnant at the time, we were traveling to Yellowstone National Park to visit Betty's sister, Tammy, and her young family. Please, the young family, please stand up. James was the young family. Janine was the young family. Tammy was the young family. Jacob, no, 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 no. This was a young family. We were there to meet the young family, and on the way home, we had to ride in this orange Volkswagen Beetle through rough Wyoming roads for hours and hours and hours. And Pat, the pregnant fetus at that time, didn't really appreciate that. Zara, help me. Pat, as a fetus, didn't appreciate that. So he was born 3 weeks premature. The next day after we got back from Fort Collins, exactly 46 years ago today. So, what do I say next? You're not helping me.
Okay, this humorous.
But you have to help me.
I'm showing.
I can't see it.
It's the smallest print on earth, I have to tell you right now.
It's stalker. This.
It seems like only yesterday.
But
the intervening years have been filled with remarkable memories, wonderful memories, sorry, and many involving you, the audience, Pat's and Jess's friends and family. Yes, and you have helped them grow and mature and become the remarkable adults that they have, that you see before you. Impressive individuals that you see before you.
I've lost my quotes. I've lost my paper. Who knows where it might be? But thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. And thank you for coming.
Let's open it up to anybody else would like to say a word or two. We're going to welcome it to the bride and groom if they want to say something at all.
Yeah. I just want to thank everybody for coming out to support us. I guess I'll have to stand up. To support us in the celebration of our nuptials, I guess they call it. It's so awesome to see all of you together in one place, our friends, our family, mingling, talking. And we are so thankful for all of you, to what you mean to us, for our lives, for our past, for our futures. And we're so grateful for you being here and celebrating and eating tacos with us.
Are you guys ready for that first dance?